here broadcasting from Fury Sports News Station. We're going to start the morning off with some common sports injuries. We're going to begin with Bethany Parks.
Thank you, Kimberly. Hi, this is Bethany Parks, and I'm here with MVNU baseball player Matthew Parks, and he's going to share a little bit about an injury he is suffering from this year. Matt, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. This spring down in Florida, I was trying to stretch a single into a double, and I pulled my hamstring, specifically the bicep femoris. What that is, it's the muscle on the back of your leg. I went to the doctor, and he said I need the RICE principle, rest, ice, compression, elevation, originally to give the injury some time to rest. And then after that, I needed to work on my range of motion to get that back, and also use the SAID principle, specific adaptations to impose demands. We had to specifically isolate the hamstring muscle so that we could strengthen that and not have to worry about all the other muscles in the leg. Another thing I suffered from down in Florida is a sunburn. It was nice and sunny out, and I didn't wear my sunscreen, and I got burnt pretty good, and you need to be careful when you're out in the elements. It may not feel like you're getting burnt, but it'll get you.
Well, thank you, Matt, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to go have two more interviews before we head off to our sports specialists, Ali Erickson and Jess Klinger. Back to you, Bethany.
Thank you, Kimberly. Hi, this is Bethany again, and I'm here with Lauren Percival and Leslie Schultz. Lauren plays volleyball here, and Leslie is a hardcore intramural softball player. So, Lauren, go ahead and tell us about your past injuries.
Well, when I was playing in practice the other day, I pulled my groin. I was going for a ball, and I was running really hard, and I dove for it, and I overextended my muscle when I extended my leg, and I stretched it too far, and I pulled my groin. And on top of that, a girl ran into me because there was a miscommunication, and she gave me the biggest Charlie horse right in my side because she ran right into me. It was bad, but, you know, I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to maybe wrap it if I need to play anymore. And, you know, the Charlie horse, I'm just going to eat some more bananas, and that's about it, so.
All right, well, good luck with that injury. Now, Leslie, how about you tell us about your past softball game and the injuries you're suffering from?
Well, last game I hit this huge home run, and I swung the bat so hard I gave myself these huge blisters all over my hand. So the next game I will have to wear this glove that my nice teammate let me borrow.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had these lucky socks, and if we win, I can't wash them, or I'll just wash the luck right off of them. So I've started to get athlete's foot. So I heard I need to wash my socks and maybe, you know, wash my feet a little bit more after the games.
Yeah,
that should be fine.
That'll probably take care of it. All right, well, thank you, both of you.
And now we are live from the MVNU Cougar baseball field at the games.
Another sports-related injury that's very common is Achilles tendonitis. That's when you pull or strain the cord in the back of the ankle. Some ways to prevent that and treat it is by icing it and just keeping your foot elevated and rested and taking time out of your sport. Another thing to take place of your activity is to swim. That just gives it movement but keeps it rested, and also you need to wear protective shoes while recovering.
And another common one would be shoulder impingement, and that's the compression of the tendons of the rotator cuff between the part of your shoulder blade and of the head of the humerus, which can lead to a weakening of the tendons or the rotator cuff. And most of the treatment that's probably best for it would be mainly rest, and obviously icing it like you do with every other one. And also anti-inflammatory meds are really great help.
Probably one of the most common injuries is the ankle sprain. This can happen in multiple different ways by rolling or twisting the ankle. Some ways to treat it is just elevation, ice, wrap it and tape it. A lot of times you can still continue with your sport unless it's a severe sprain. Basically elevation and rest is the most common forms of treatment.
And then the other one that we're going to talk about is the tennis elbow, and it's named that because mostly only tennis players get it, but other people can get it too, such as baseball players. and that is when overuse of the arm and the forearm muscles, and it can result in elbow pain caused by abrupt or even subtle injury of the muscle and tendon. And the treatment basically is maybe changing your stroke or the way you throw or something like that, and also your mechanics, working on your mechanics to make sure they're right, as well as anti-inflammatory medication, and cortisone injections are also a big help, and also just having a brace.
Right, and the final injury that we have is arch pain. This happens many different reasons, and not always the reason is known. But when you do have arch pain, it is best if you keep your foot elevated. Now back to you, Kimberly.
Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you learn how to avoid common injuries during your next physical activity. Until next time, stay classy. Coach Fury's Health and Fitness class.